I hope you are all still doing well. Today we will be starting part 2 of our lesson on contractions. So I will start the presentation. So today we're going to start with contractions that use the word would. So some examples I have here mostly pertain to people. For example, would come out to be I'd. So in this case, I would say something like, I would love to go to the park today. And instead of saying, I would love to go to the park today, I could say, I'd love to go to the park today. In addition to I'd, we also have you would becoming you'd, he would becoming he'd, she would, she'd, we would, we'd, they would, they'd. So some other examples of contractions that use the word would. So who would be who'd, what would, how would, how'd, that would, that, and it would, id. So they sound weird by themselves, but they make more sense when you're talking to another person or if you see them in writing. So for example, like if I'm going to take who'd, so I could say, who would like to go to the park today? Or I could say, who'd like to go to the park today? It just sounds a little better there than just me saying them out loud. So I have a short story using some of these contractions. So it reads as, my friend Michael and I are watching TV inside. It is snowing today, and he would love to be riding his bike outside. I said, that would be great. Michael said, we should ride our bikes anyways. And I said, who would do that? So we take this story and we add in the contractions. It would read as this. My friend Michael and I are watching TV inside. It is snowing today, and he'd love to be riding his bike outside. I said, that'd be great. Michael said, we should ride our bikes anyways. I said, who'd do that? So the story obviously all means the same. However, the second version of the story is just shortened. Plus, it would be very silly to be riding your bicycle outside. So now that we have would contractions down, here are some contractions with the word will. So the first one, so there's a lot more contractions with the word will, so just stay with me, but the first one I have is I will, and that becomes I'll. So if I want to say, I will go on a run today. I will go on a run today. You can say, I'll go on a run today. So some more examples are, you will, you'll, he will, he'll, she will, she'll, it will, it'll, we will, we'll, they will, they'll, that will, that'll. So like for that last one, another example would be, so instead of saying, that will be great, you can say, that'll be great. So we have a lot of contractions with will. Here are just 6 more. We have who will, who'll, what will, what'll, where will, where'll, when will, when'll. So that one sounds weird. Why will, while, and who will, who'll, or how will. Here, we'll start the last one again. The last one is how will, how. So like that last one, someone could ask you, how will you do it? Or they could also ask, how will you do it? However, some of these contractions on this page may not be used as much as maybe the original form. How will is probably a good example of that. My key advice with using contractions is use whichever ones sound the best, or at least like sound the best to you, like whichever ones you would like to use more. So another short story I have using will contractions. So before I start the story, I just want to point out, if you look at the text in red, or the words in red, so I put in a little note just in case you wanted to learn a new word, because it's in the story. So what I have is architect. The word architect comes up in the story, and an architect is a person who designs buildings. They can design schools, shopping areas, lots of different houses, lots of different types of buildings. So I have a photo there just to give you an idea of an architect. So the story goes as Jack works as an architect. He will be working on a new project at work. He asks his boss, "What will I have to do?" His boss says, you have to design a new school. It will be a lot of hard work, but I know you will do a great job." Jack tells his boss, "I will do the best that I can." So what we have is Jack is working, has to make a new school, and his boss says he'll do a good job. So now if I add in the contractions, I'll read the story on the bottom. Jack works as an architect. He'll be working on a new project at work. He asks his boss, "What'll I have to do?" His boss says, "You have to design a new school. It'll be a lot of hard work, but I know you'll do a great job." Jack tells his boss, "I'll do the best that I can." So I just wanted to add in one more contraction for today. This one is the only contraction that uses the word us. And it's one that we use all the time. Some people don't even realize it's a contraction, but we use it all the time. So the contraction let's. So the example I have here is let's go to the park. Or you could also say like, oh, let's read a book. So what let's is actually a contraction of, which is something we never use really in real life, is let us. Like you wouldn't normally say, "Let us go to the park." More often than not, you will hear someone tell you, "Let's go to the park." But yeah, that's just one more contraction that I have for you today. I want to thank you all for watching. There is going to be one more lessons about contractions. I will post the video this weekend. Please text me if you have my number, or please message me on WhatsApp if you have any questions at all. Lastly, I just hope everyone's doing okay. I miss you all. Hope you are all healthy, and I hope you're all safe. But yeah, until next time, have a good one.